In this video, we're going to take a look at the running of sessions, session controls, and the results that we get from a session. The session controls are at the top of our session workspace here. We can see we have a play button, a rewind button, and also a stop button. When a session is in progress, we will also see a pause button. And this area next to those buttons gives us the current status of the session. In this example, we can see it hasn't been started. So let's move over to an example of a session that has been run previously. And we can see this is very clearly telling us that this session has been finished with a map. And if we look at the navigation pane down the left-hand side, we can see that we have an icon depicting the status of every single session. If we then take a look at the session results, we can see that we get results per task down this column here. We can see how many features have been processed, and in the case of a check rules task, we can see the percentage of conformance, and hovering over that chip on the task will show us the number of non-conformances as well. If we move across to the right hand side, we can click the results button for any task. This first opens up a summary of the results, and we can then click show report to see the full report for that particular task. Along the top, we have some metadata, when it was started and how long the task took, how many objects were processed and how many errors there were, and also in the example of a check rules task, how many non-conformances were generated. We can then see the results of those in detail on the list here. We can also download the results in JSON format, and if we have a long list on our task report, then we can also filter that view using the filter and search button here. Closing that and coming back to our session, I'll just show you how we can rewind. That can either be done via the rewind button in the top using these controls, or we can right click any task and choose rewind from the context menu. There's one final thing I wanted to show in terms of session results, and that is if you run a copy to task, you now have the option from the right hand side of the task to download that data immediately by clicking this button. There is no longer a need to go back to the data store in order to download your data. We will have a separate video that covers the map viewer. So that is it for running a session, session controls, and viewing session results.